Hi everyone, welcome. I hope you're having a great day so far. Today we will be doing a tarot reading answering the question, what is coming next in my love life? You'll see here on the table we have 4 patterns and 4 crystals. Each crystal goes with the pattern beneath it. You can pick the crystal and the pattern that's resonating with you, and that will take you to your reading. I recommend that you take a couple of deep breaths or meditate before you select your pattern or crystal. You can even ground yourself by envisioning roots coming from your body and going deep into the earth. And then once you have selected the pattern or crystal that's resonating, you can go to your reading. Take whatever resonates and leave the rest. If none of the readings are resonating with you, that's okay. This just might not be the reading for you, but you're welcome to pick multiple piles if you feel like the one you selected maybe wasn't the best choice. The deck I'm using today is the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. I've been using this deck for about 2 years now. It's very gentle, kind, and advice-driven, and the spread that I'll be doing today is actually from the guidebook. It's the Dreamer's Spread, which you can see here. So we'll get a lot of good information. We'll get information about yourself, your unconscious mind, conscious mind, your past, the future, an area that might be repressed, some guiding energy, and an expressive energy, which is the key to unlocking a direction for your creative flow. And since this is a relatively new channel, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe so you can see when more readings are posted. If you have any questions about the deck or the reading, or if you have a question that you would like for me to answer in a future video, please leave a comment. I appreciate hearing from you guys. So take a second and pick your pattern and your crystal, and then there'll be timestamps for you to go to your reading. All right, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. We'll start with the card in the middle here, which is the card that represents you. We have the Ace of Fire here in that card. So you might have just started a new relationship, or you're in a new phase of your relationship, and it's really, it's passionate, it's giving you a lot of ideas, and you're making plans with your relationship with this person, and you're wanting and ready to take action and do a lot of things in this relationship. Could be a fire sign involved, yourself or whoever you're in the relationship with. That would be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And that Ace of Earth in general represents either a new relationship or a new phase if you've been in a relationship. Moving to the top, we have the 5 of Air up here. This is something in your unconscious mind that you're maybe not giving enough attention or addressing at the moment. So you might not be fully honest with yourself or be fully honest with your partner. You might be hiding your true self from this person because you are feeling insecure. And that is leading to some unconscious self-sabotage. You're not being fully honest here in this relationship. Moving down to the bottom, we have the conscious mind. Things might be really going well because we have the 10 of Earth here, which is a very positive card. So things might be really going well in the relationship, and there's a lot of excitement about this new phase or this new relationship. And you want to just think about enjoying the rewards and being with your partner and having a good time. But underneath the surface, we might be experiencing some subconscious self-sabotage. Over here in the past, we have the Queen of Fire. So in the past for you, this might have been in your single era. You were very optimistic and very confident. You were having fun, enjoying your singledom, and very much in touch with, your confidence and your identity. And that's affecting the current relationship right now. In the immediate future, we have the Ace of Earth reversed. So there might be some career matter or financial matter that's impacting the relationship dynamic in the immediate future. And you may be tempted to kind of take the selfish route and do what's best for you, but that might have an impact on your relationship. And you might want to take a second and really think about what your goals are before making that decision, because the ace usually represents a new opportunity being presented to you. And so you might want to take a second to reflect and think about what your goals are before deciding how to handle this new opportunity. In the long term, we have the Maiden card. So long term, this relationship, you're going to learn a lot about yourself, and you're going to explore your identity and your sense of empowerment. And in the long term, this relationship, you're really going to have to get to know yourself and ask yourself the question, do you know what you want? Especially thinking long term for this relationship. Over here we have repression. So this is something that might be blocking your energy, blocking the relationship's energy. And this card, the Seneschal, can sometimes indicate in this position that you might be loyal to another person. So this could be a past relationship that you're having a hard time letting go of, and that could be impacting your decisions in this current relationship. Or it could be that you're more loyal to yourself than you are to the relationship. So doing things that'll benefit you and serve you rather than benefiting the relationship, and being very focused on yourself. In the guide energy, so this is an energy that you can take with you that might help you move forward in the greatest good. You may typically be kind of stubborn, and you may tend to do what serves you best. But in order for this relationship to reach its full potential, you're going to have to communicate and compromise. Whenever you experience conflict in this relationship, your instinct might be to run from it, but you need to stop doing that, and you need to communicate with your partner and compromise. Our last card here is the expression. So this is something that you're not used to doing, but if you take this path, it might unlock a whole new area and a whole new potential for you in your relationship. And we have the Seven of Water. This card is all about surrendering and going with the flow, having a lot of trust in your relationship and trust in your partner, and knowing that what is meant for you will come to you. So kind of taking a more passive role in the relationship and just going with the flow, which, makes sense with the rest of the reading, that you might not be the type of person that typically does that. Again, with this whole reading, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. If you feel like this might not apply to you or your life, feel free to go back to the start of the video and pick another pile. Okay, pile number 2, welcome to your reading. We'll start in the center here, which is this card to represent you and your situation right now. This is the Two of Fire, and I do feel that you are in some kind of a relationship right now, whether that's like a situationship, partnership, marriage, any type of commitment like that. You are in a relationship right now, and things are going pretty well. There's an equal partnership. You both work really well together, and it seems that you're comfortable in this partnership and with this other person. Down below here in your conscious thoughts, though, we have the Thought card reversed, which indicates that you do have a lot of negative thoughts, though, about the relationship, and perhaps it's a lot of insecurities and self-doubting and maybe questioning things about the relationship, and there's just a lot of negativity going on in your mind right now, and you may even be making comparisons to other people or other relationships. And in your unconscious mind, there is an imbalance here. We have the Body and the Mind card. So there's an imbalance between your mind and your body. So the thoughts that you're having are impacting your body, and it could even be impacting like the physical aspects of the relationship. And that imbalance should maybe be addressed and brought out of the unconscious mind into the conscious mind. We need to address the negative thoughts happening and this imbalance in order to improve things for you, because it looks like the relationship is going well. So perhaps the issue here is happening more so in your mind. In the past here, we have the Queen of Air reversed. So you're probably an intelligent person and you're very smart, but you're also used to being alone and being on your own, and it's made it hard for you to understand other people, or perhaps understand the other person in this relationship. Perhaps you're just, used to being on your own and you're not used to operating in a partnership. But again, things are going well. In the immediate future, we have the Three of Earth reversed. So the negative thoughts that you're having are influencing the future, because it's influencing your motivation and your intentions for the things that you're doing within the relationship. And you need to be cautious of the fact that you're going to reap what you sow. So if you're operating from a place of these negative thoughts and this imbalance, then you might not reap something very good. And it might lead to a mistake being made and perhaps distancing yourself from your partner and having a hard time taking their emotions into account. So I recommend that you examine what your motivations and your intentions are for the relationship, and make sure that you're taking your partner, this other person in the relationship, into account. In the long-term future here, we have the Self card. So in the long term, you want to think about who exactly you want to become and considering whether you're on the right path, because you are on a path of self-discovery here, indicated by the Self card. So those might be some things that you want to explore, and it actually makes sense with this card here, which we'll talk about in a bit. In the repression position, we have the King of Earth. So this is a blockage that's happening in the relationship, and it might be that perhaps you, or maybe even the other person, are expecting the partner to carry the load and are not putting in an equal amount of work into the relationship. The relationship might also be very controlling. Somebody might be jealous, and that's blocking the energy of the relationship. In the guide position, this is an energy that will guide you to the best, the greater good. And we have the Three of Air, and this is all about educating. So learning about yourself, perhaps looking at your past, getting to know yourself a little bit more, or maybe even learning about your partner. I do think learning about yourself is very important, because you are on this journey of self-discovery. And a good way to do that is with, journaling. You can see in the picture that the person is looking in a book. So if you are a person that enjoys journaling, perhaps take a look at your journals from the past and see if there's anything in your past journals that might help you move forward in this relationship. The last card that we have is the Expression card. So this is something that you might not be used to doing in the relationship, but if you're able to do this, you'll unlock a whole new path for your future. And we have the Ten of Earth here, which is a very positive, optimistic card. And this card is just about being able to enjoy the good. So if things are going well in the relationship, just enjoy it. And you've worked hard to get to that good place, and try not to fall into these patterns of negative thoughts, and enjoy the good that's there for you. Again, if you feel like some of the information here resonated for you, that's wonderful. Leave whatever did not resonate. And if you feel like this maybe wasn't the reading for you, feel free to go back and select another pile. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. We'll start here in the center. This is the card that represents you, your situation right now, your energy overall. We have the Six of Fire reversed. So we're in some kind of a conflict right now that has not been resolved. This could be a conflict with your partner, and if you're in a relationship right now, but this could also be a conflict within yourself that has not been resolved. Perhaps it hasn't been resolved because in the conscious mind here we have the King of Water. So consciously we're very focused on trying to be calm and gentle and really find balance between our logic and emotions, and trying to kind of appear calm on the outside to other people when there's really this big conflict going on that we are having a hard time resolving and addressing. King of Water can also indicate that we're thinking a lot about gender roles. That could be perhaps what this conflict is about. In the unconscious mind that we might want to consider bringing to the forefront is this death and rebirth card. So this whole process is leading you to undergo some kind of a big transformation. Or this whole conflict could be the result of you undergoing this transformation. Perhaps you're changing your thoughts and beliefs and opinions on something, and that is what has led to this conflict. Or perhaps this conflict is just giving you a different viewpoint on things. It's changing your mind about things, and that's also causing this transformation to happen. But we're having a hard time acknowledging that it's happening because it's kind of like that background energy. In the past year, we have the Two of Air. So if you're in a relationship right now, it could be that you started this relationship knowing that the two of you were very different from each other, but it worked well in the beginning, and perhaps now it's turned into some conflict. But this could also be about a relationship in the past that has, the two of you seemed very different from each other, but it still went really well. And that experience is impacting this perception of this conflict right now. In the immediate future here, we have the Nine of Water reversed. So something in the immediate future might trigger you, cause a big emotional reaction from you, but again, it's that same energy of not really wanting to deal with it or acknowledge it. And like, you don't want to look at what is really causing you to react that way. You just kind of have a big reaction and then you try to move on from it as quickly as possible. We might want to look a little bit deeper at what exactly is causing that emotional reaction. In the long-term future position, we have this choice card. You will be presented with a choice in the long-term future. How are you going to proceed with this relationship, or how are you going to proceed with this conflict within yourself? You will have a choice, and you need to be mindful and of what decision you're making and what choice you're making, because it will have an impact on the future. In this guide position over here, in this repression position, so this is something that's blocking the situation. So when we have the love card here, it could mean that you're holding on to a relationship from the past, and that's what's fueling this conflict. Like, you might not be over somebody that you were with in the past. But it could also mean that the relationship may have run its course and perhaps it's time to say goodbye. But it could also mean that there is love here and you're not acknowledging it, not acknowledging it, but there's love here, and the love is blinding you to the reality of the relationship. In this guide position here, we have the thought card, and this kind of goes hand in hand with this choice card. You don't want to rush into any decisions that you're making. You want to make sure that you're being certain and that you're confident in the choice that you're making. But you also need to be realistic. Don't try to think too optimistically about the situation. Don't try to think too pessimistically about the situation. You need to find that balance, which kind of relates to these cards as well, which kind of mirror each other. But your guiding energy, you need to make sure you're being realistic and finding that middle ground. And you also need to know that the good and the bad go hand in hand. There'll be good parts of a relationship and there'll be bad parts of a relationship, and they just go together. This expression card, our last card here, is something that you might not be used to doing, but if you're able to do this, then you might unlock a whole new path for yourself or your relationship. And this card is the Six of Air. And this is about finding a solution that works for both people, finding a compromise. Both people might not fully get what they want, but there is beauty in the compromise, and there's beauty to be found in the compromise. So this conflict, I think, could be resolved, and it could be a good outcome, but you will have to compromise, and you'll have to kind of meet yourself in the middle if it's a conflict within yourself, or meet your partner in the middle if it's a conflict with the partner. Take whatever resonates in this reading and leave the rest behind. If you feel like this reading didn't resonate with you at all, feel free to go back and pick another pile. pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. We'll start here in the center with the card that represents you or the self in your situation. We have the Father card here. So in the present moment, you feel very confident in yourself and your identity. If you're in a very long-term relationship and you maybe have a family with this person, you might feel like you carry a lot of responsibility and you might feel like you're kind of at the head of the family. Alternatively, you could also just kind of be the one that's more in charge in the relationship, kind of like wearing the pants, as people say. You might also be newly single and kind of feeling more in touch with your identity in your singledom now. Moving down here to your conscious thoughts, we have the King of Water. So consciously, you're kind of thinking about, you might be thinking about gender roles, but the King of Water is someone who's very calm, insightful, and gentle, finds the balance between logic and emotions. This seems to be in alignment with the Father card here, which is good. So your conscious thoughts kind of align with your energy at the moment. In the unconscious thoughts, though, we have this 5 of Water card up here. This card is about loss. So you might have experienced a loss in the past, or you're experiencing a loss currently, especially if you've gone through a breakup. And that might have left you feeling kind of angry and confused. Betrayal might be involved, but it might just be, a breakup or a loss of a relationship. It could be the loss of something else. Like, this can represent any loss in your life, and that loss might be impacting your relationship at the moment. But it's not something that you're dealing with consciously and on the daily. It's something that is kind of operating in the unconscious space. So, not something that you really are wanting to address. In the past here, we have the Queen of Water reversed. So in the past, something might have happened. It could be related to this loss, and you've kind of withdrawn yourself and withdrawn love from other people, and you've put up this protective shell, and you've closed yourself off from other people as a result of this situation. And that very hard protective shell is impacting your situation in the present right now. In the immediate future here, we have the 10 of Water. There is good things coming in your immediate future, which is very exciting. There's a lot of love, connection, peace, and positivity coming, which is great and very exciting. In the long-term future here, we have the 5 of Air reversed. So more so in the long term, your true self is going to be revealed. You may be lowering this shell that you've put up, or maybe you'll be addressing this loss that you've experienced, and your true self is going to start to come out. And you should not be afraid of this, especially if you've been hiding aspects of yourself in your relationship right now. The people that love you will accept you, and that's what you should focus on for the long term. In this repression position, so this is something that might be a blockage in your love life, we have the 6 of Air. This can be about making comparisons, comparing yourself to other people, comparing your relationship to other relationships, and being kind of like a harsh critic on your relationship and on yourself. It's important to embrace difference and other people's differences, and embrace embrace the things that make you different from other people. Embrace the things that make your relationship different. They say comparison is the thief of joy. So the comparisons are kind of blocking your love life right now. The guide for you, we have the 4 of Earth here. So this is the energy that you want to keep in mind moving forward into the future, because it will help you move toward the greater good, the best good for yourself. We have the 4 of Earth, so really commit to making slow and steady progress. If you're in a relationship right now that's committing to your relationship and slowly and steadily working on making things better with your partner. If you're not in a relationship, that's slow and steady progress on you know, becoming one with yourself and being honest and authentic, and also dealing with the loss and improving yourself and making yourself better. In the expressive position here, the expression, we have the Union card. So the expression card is kind of something that you might not used to be doing this, but if you start doing this, you'll unlock, a whole new direction for your love life. And we have the Union card. So that's about reaching alignment within yourself. And I think it's related to this card here for your long-term future. Integrating the different parts of yourself, especially the ones that you might not be proud of, or you might be hiding from others at the moment. Integrating those things and becoming whole and at one within yourself. But also aligning yourself with other people. If you're in a relationship right now, kind of like treating it as if the both of you are like one unit and are union with each other. Instead of you seeing yourself as two separate people in the relationship, seeing yourself as a partnership and working together. Okay, I think that's all I have for you. Again, take whatever resonates with you and leave the rest. And if you feel like this reading didn't resonate with you at all, feel free to go back and pick another pile at the beginning of the video. Okay, we've reached the end of the video. I hope that some of the readings resonated for you and you were able to learn more about yourself, your relationship, your love life in general. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, and I wish you all the best in your love life. Please remember to subscribe so you can see the next time I post a video. I'll be posting one again soon. And if you have a question that you would like answered in a video, a spread, or if you would like me to check out a specific tarot deck, please leave it in the comments. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for trusting me to do a reading for you, and I'll see you in the next one.